Everybody, I'm Latrina Patrick. Welcome to day 25 of our 90-day grant writing tutorial. Today I have a really great topic I want to share with you, and that is 5 things that you can do right now to become a better grant writer. So let's jump right in and get started. The first thing that you can do is to declare an area of expertise. And what I mean by that is you may be someone who writes really great grants, but that doesn't mean you should write every grant. And so for me, what I've done in my life is there are certain areas that I'm very comfortable with. For example, after school programs, substance abuse prevention programs, HIV programs. These are things that I've worked with in the past, so I have a really good basic knowledge and understanding of these programs. So that makes me a really strong writer in writing for those types of grants. So if you can declare your area of expertise and then only write grants that are around those areas, that alone will increase your probability of getting funded, and it'll increase your ability to write better grants because you'll understand what it is you're talking about. All right, number 2 is learn to write concisely. That sounds really simple, but it really is a skill. A lot of people get really wordy and use a lot of jargon and just use a lot of unnecessary words when they're writing grants. The key to writing a good grant is being able to be concise and tell your story in a very small amount of space. So when you're doing those narratives, if it's a federal grant, you may have 25 to 30 pages. If it's a foundational or corporate grant, you may have about 5 pages that you can write in to tell your story. So you really want to tell your story as concisely as you can. One way to do that is really just to practice. Whenever I write, whether it's a blog or a proposal or something for a school assignment when I was in college, I always just start out just writing, just getting it out of my head, not thinking about the format, not thinking about grammatical errors or anything like that, and just write. And then I go back through it and then I clean it up now that my mind is kind of funneled through all the bad stuff and now the good stuff is coming to surface. I'll go back and check it again. And once I've done that, then I go back and I check it again and make even more edits. If you have a lot of conjunctions and run-on sentences where you have commas and the word but or the word and to tie the sentences together, get rid of those altogether. Wherever you have that, get rid of that comma, make it a period, and then continue the next sentence as a fresh sentence. You will be so surprised at how much it reads better when you take out all those commas and conjunctions and just write simple and sharp and get rid of all the extra words that you have in there. And that way you really learn how to write concise, and you'll find out you have to do less and less edits as you go along. The third thing is establish a network of go-to people. This is a list of people that you know you're going to need throughout the grant writing process. So for example, for larger grant projects, you know you're going to need an evaluator. So already have someone that you know that you can go to when you need them. So that takes away a lot of pressure and a lot of time that you can save instead of having to hunt somebody down and hope they're available. Having said that though, if you have an evaluator that you like, they're probably good and they're probably very busy. So you want to make sure that on those times that you call that they're not available, you have a plan B. So have your primary person that you can call and also have a secondary person that you can use when you're in a crunch. Another go-to person that you need in your network is someone who does research well. I don't enjoy research and I don't like that part of the grant writing process, but it's a necessary evil. So it's great to have someone on your team or in your network that is good at research and doesn't mind spending all those hours doing the research for your program, getting that data that you need to justify the need for your program. And then the third go-to person that you gotta have those community partners who you can go to for those letters of support that will always be necessary. There have to be some community partners that you work with on a regular that you can go to, and I would suggest, having a letter that you have them redo every year. So that way you have the letter on file and that you don't have to call on them when you need it, but you have one that's pretty current that you can use for multiple grants. But you have to kind of make them writing a little less specific, so not naming the grant because you could use it for various grant projects. But just establish yourself a network of people that you can go to when you need them. The fourth thing is know who funds the types of programs that you write. and know their criteria for being funded. So if you have a list of foundations or corporations or whoever that funds the type of program that you have, get familiar with their criteria, and the more familiar you are with their criteria, the better your chances are of writing a better grant and getting funded, because you know what they want and you know what they're expecting. And the fifth thing is, identify your skill sets as a writer and be able to use those in your grant writing. So for example, if you're someone who's really good at research, as we mentioned before, then being able to take research and being able to take data and then taking that and putting that in a format that's useful and compelling, that is a skill set. I'm not necessarily the best at doing that, but if you're somebody who knows how to extract the best data and then put that in a graph or a table or a chart, you are definitely someone who's going to do well in putting together your problem statement, because that's where that information comes in handy. So if you know you're good at that, take that and really capitalize on that when you're writing your problem statement. Now for me, as an example, I'm really good at telling stories. I'm really good at telling a compelling story. So my gift is that I can take a grant and make it seamless and cohesive from section to section, as opposed to people who treat them as separate sections, which they are, but they all telling one story. So my gift is being able to take that story and just tell it seamlessly and cohesively throughout that grant. So I definitely bring my storytelling gifts into play whenever I write a grant. So if you can do those 5 things, that alone will improve your skills as a grant writer. Now I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any questions or comments about anything that I've shared today, leave your comments here on my YouTube channel so that everyone can access the answers as I respond. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and share the link with your friends and family. If you find this useful, please share the information with those you know. Also, I send out an email update every week letting people know what's coming up in the grant writing tutorial. In order for me to send you that email though, I need you to go over to my website, www.greatervisionconsulting.com, and subscribe to my email updates, and I'll send you out an email every Monday. As a gift to you for doing that, I will send you a grant writer's toolkit, and it includes a proposal template, a budget template, sample letters of support, and just a list of resources that are very helpful to a new grant writer. So that's my gift to you. While you're on my website, check out my bio, my experience and my background, and look at some of the services that I offer, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help you or your organization. I would love to be of service to you. I hope you've enjoyed today. I've enjoyed sharing it with you, and I look forward to sharing another great tutorial on tomorrow. Talk to you then. Bye.